the true feeling of desire, the true feeling of wanting what you want and knowing that you're going to get it. And that's the key. You have to know that you have it already, to know that it's going to reveal itself to you. The key to this, how it feels, is hey everybody, welcome to this YouTube channel called Positively Focused. I'm Perry Gruber, the creator of Positively Focused, and also the originator of the material, the content that you see on this YouTube channel, on the website, on Tumblr, and other places that you might find Positively Focused's content. Today I want to talk about an important topic with regard to creating your own reality. And that is that you can't get what you want if you want what you want. Now that sounds like a crazy thing to say. How is it that you can't get what you want if you want what you want? Well, the challenge of wanting what you want is that oftentimes you think you're focused on what you want, but instead you're focused on what you don't want or what you have, which is the absence of it. Some people believe that focusing really hard on what they want and feeling that burning, yearning desire inside of them is what it feels like to really want something. But in actuality, that burning, yearning desire is exactly the opposite of what it feels like to really want something, to know that you have it, and to see it revealing itself to you. The true feeling of desire, the true feeling of wanting what you want and knowing that you're going to get it. And that's the key. You have to know that you have it already, to know that it's going to reveal itself to you. The key to this, how it feels, is happiness. It feels like it feels as if you had it. So how does it feel to feel what you want? Well, it feels like not wanting what you want, right? Doesn't that make sense? Of course it makes sense, because if you have it, you don't want it anymore, you have it. And instead of wanting it because you have it, what does that feel like? It feels like satisfaction, doesn't it? It feels like accomplishment. It feels like joy. Initially, it might feel like jubilance. It feels like confidence. It feels like knowing. It feels like the universe has you at the center of it and is blessing you with everything you want. This is why, if you want what you want, you're probably not getting what you want, because you're focused on the absence of what you want rather than the having of what you want. The thing is about creating reality is you don't have to do anything to create the reality. The creation of reality is automatic. It springs from within you. It springs out of you like a never-ending fountain shooting off in all kinds of directions. So you don't have to create what you want. It's nice to know what you want and to focus on knowing what you want and seeing the evidence of what you're wanting flow into your life experience in gradual steps so that you can appreciate the unfolding. I mean, the fact is, if everything you wanted fell in your lap today, you'd have a hard time negotiating all of that stuff you're wanting, especially the stuff that you say you're wanting that you really don't want, like when you want to strangle your sibling or your mom or your dad or something like that. So the key to wanting what you want is to not want it, but instead to know that you have it, and then stand in the feelings of the knowing, because what you want is automatically springing from you, and the reality that contains what you want already exists. Your job is to find a pathway into that reality from where you currently stand. And you do that not by any doing. You do that by feeling, by being. And gradually, as you do that, you move, again, gradually into that new reality that is springing from your current reality. This isn't magic. It's all flow and expansion. So the best way to get what you want, no matter what it is to feel how it feels to have it, and then live your life paying more attention to that than what you're currently living. So for example, I'm sitting here at Frenchman's Bar, lots of beautiful scenery. It's 72 degrees or so right now, gorgeous on a Thursday afternoon. I don't work a job. I don't have a boss. Yet there's plenty of money that I'm creating flowing into my experience. I've lived this way, not the actual physical reality of this circumstance, but the feeling of it, the having of it. I've lived this way for about 2 years now. But actually I've been leaning in this direction for decades, but I've been resisting a lot of it because I've been doing what I'm saying not to do in this video. I was, over the course of decades, focusing on what I wanted while focusing too much on the absence of it, and complaining about the work I had even though I was successful, complaining about my bosses, complaining about the changes that are natural in any sort of reality. But today, in this amazing gradual unfolding that I chronicle on Tumblr and on my website and elsewhere, today I am living the life I want, which is not having a job, not having to work, pursuing my passions and seeing those things unfold, and sharing this, what I'm seeing and what I know and what I'm living and the results I'm getting with people like yourself, so that you can do the same thing. Life is supposed to be fun. We're supposed to be here having a great time, not consuming a bunch of material things. Not that that's bad. Not working jobs we don't like. Not that that's bad. Not going after a pile of money. Not that that's bad either. But all of these things, rewarding jobs, lots of money, people you want in your life, circumstances that are enjoyable, like sitting on a beach. These things, or even well-being, let me add that, because a lot of people struggle with well-being. All of these things are available to anyone. It's just a matter of focusing on that reality and then allowing that reality to emerge from within the reality you're in. But if you're focused too much on the reality you're in, and especially if you're complaining about it, it's really, really tough to have that reality you want to flow into your life, even though all that is bending over backwards to give it to you. There are so many things I see in my life right now that are going well, including my well-being, as I said, the financial abundance, the insights I'm receiving from all that is, the connections I'm making through my passions, and especially the amplification of the results in my life, which are occurring as a result of seeing my clients get their version of the exact same things I'm getting. There's so much evidence of what I'm saying in this video and what I say in my content, that everyone, with no exceptions, can have any sort of life they want. The question is, for you watching this video, since you are watching it, are you lining up with what you want? Or are you too focused on what you don't want? Or are you too focused on what you have? There's this saying, I think it goes, be, do, have. Most people think it's do, or have, do, and then be. But it's not. It's be, do, and then gradually you'll have more and more of that which is consistent with who you're being and what you're doing. Notice that doing doesn't come first. So you first must be. You must be the reality you're wanting to manifest. You must be the reality you're wanting to experience, even in the midst of a reality you don't want to experience. I mean, the fact is, you're experiencing the reality you're experiencing. And if you're resisting that experience, then you're creating more of that experience. So the first step is to be the reality you want to have. And as you be that, by lining up with the emotions that you would be feeling if you had what you had, you will see or receive the impulses for the next step, which is to do. Most people think that you do first, and then you end up having what you want, and then you end up being that thing that you want to have. It's the other way around. So here I am. I'm on this beach. Ultimately, what I'm wanting is to travel North and South America in my Airstream in my truck, which I'm in the process of manifesting. But I'm not there yet. But I know I'm on the way, because here I am on a beach in the middle of the week when everyone else is at work or doing other things under COVID. And I have been being consistent with being on this beach for a very long time, even when I'm not on this beach. As a result of that, I'm receiving impulses to do. So I'm taking action that is inspired from broader perspective. Action that my broader perspective knows will lead me along a path to which I am increasingly seeing evidence of the having of what I want. I'm in the midst of an amazing bit of evidence here, sitting here on this beach, not having to worry about deadlines or pressures or money or anything like that. This is me taking action after being for some time, taking action in the space of doing, being inspired to take action that has leverage behind it, because inspired action has far more leverage than motivated action, motivated doing, which is the result of the do, have, be backward process. So you be, then you're inspired to do. And in the midst of the doing, you enjoy the doing because it's inspired. And as you're doing the inspired thing, you recognize evidence all around you of the reality you want emerging from the reality you have. And the key there, and I write about this in all my content, the key is to be able to know where to look to see the evidence of the manifestation, because it's all around you, even though you may not see it. The reason why you don't see it is because you don't know where to look. So, as you continue to take inspired action, doing your best to be consistently focused on what is coming, what is becoming, what is emerging, what is showing itself to you, the more you do that, the better you feel. It's a cycle, right? So the better you feel in your doing, the more you amplify the being. The more you amplify the being, the more inspiration you get to do the doing. So it's an amplification, it's recursive. And gradually, as you do more doing from that inspired place, knowing where to look for the evidence, you see more evidence, until seemingly all of a sudden, there's evidence all around you. And as evidence shows itself to you of the reality you want emerging from the reality you have, you become more and more convinced that you are blessed, that the universe loves you, that the universe is constantly looking upon you as the only thing it is focused upon, and eager to satisfy your every desire. And the only thing keeping its efforts to satisfy your every desire is you focusing in the opposite of that, focusing on what is that you do not like, or focusing on things that cause you dissatisfaction, or focusing on the absence of what the universe is delivering to you. So this feeling in the midst of inspired doing is a feeling of deservedness, a feeling of worthiness, a feeling of everything is working out, a feeling of I'm getting everything I'm wanting and it's coming easily to me. One of my clients wants financial abundance in her life. This is really an amazing story I'm about to share with you. She realized an extremely large appreciation in financial value as a result of doing literally nothing to receive it. And I was a part of that. I was taking my own inspired action in the midst of wanting to manifest my own financial abundance. I'll be writing a blog about this shortly, so I'll skip over some of the details. The point is, I asked her, I invited her to participate in this thing I was doing, that I am doing. And I had done all the legwork. So she didn't have to do any of the legwork. I spoke to her from inspired action, and as a result of that, she could not resist the opportunity. She saw the opportunity because she knows where to look for the evidence of what she is wanting. And so she gave me $1,000 to put into this opportunity. And then I put in $1,000 also. That was back in December. She didn't do anything other than that. And today, the combined value of that $2,000 has appreciated to over $160,000. She owns half of that. So here she is, not doing anything other than being consistent with what she wants, which is someone who is enjoying financial abundance. And in the course of 5 months, turned $1,000 into 60 something, I think that's right, no, 80 something thousand dollars. So what I'm sharing here is not a bunch of new age bullshit. As one of my clients was amazed to find out that the content I share is real. It is in accordance with the universal laws, although that phrase universal laws is a misnomer because there are no laws of the universe. It's just the way the universe is. And the way the universe is consistent with what I share in my content. And anyone who puts what I share in my content to practice gets the desires, or gets to see their desires fulfilling themselves of themselves, so that life experience occurs with no effort on their part, and they find themselves in a constant state of appreciation or joy, empowerment, knowing, self-love, and worthiness. Of course, not everyone starts there, but eventually, if clients continue working with me, they get there. Life is a wonderful thing. Life is supposed to be easy. Life is supposed to be fun. You are loved by the universe. You are loved by the universe because you are the universe in human form. And so, if you are the universe in human form, and you are, and you have the ability to deliver as the universe anything you desire, and you do, why shouldn't you be having everything that you want? You should. So don't you think it's time you get that? I do. That's why I'm providing this content in as many ways as I am inspired to do it. Because everyone can live a charmed life. Everyone can discover that the universe loves them. And through that discovery, watch, enjoy, not in amazement, because it's not amazing. It's just the way the universe works. Watch, enjoy, as their desires fulfill themselves. Self-fulfilling desires. What would that be like, to see your desires fulfilling themselves? I write about this all the time in my blogs, in my content. And now I'm sharing on YouTube because I'm being inspired to move more toward visual content. But I'm still going to write because I love to write. Writing is so fulfilling. I love putting words to paper, so to speak. I love expression. I love self-expression in all its forms. I love being alive. I love all that is. I love me. I love you. We are one. It is joyful, and life is great. Life is fun.